Okay, yes. Becky is a representative of the students, as well as the students themselves.
Okay, everybody try to look at me and smile.
Smiling.
You're actually working. The toes.
I'm really pleased to introduce our distinguished guests. We'll have a few minutes of welcome notes and speeches. Usually I don't have any problems with loud voice. I don't know why I'm not reaching the guys at the back. Guys at the back! Our first distinguished guest to say a few words is our very own Dick Wheeler, who is the provost of our university, and he has taken time out of, as you know, an extremely busy schedule to be with us on this important day. So, Dick, please come to the podium. And
thank you, Amir. Can you hear me back there? Actually, the correct title for me is Interim, with emphasis on Interim Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. That's kind of appropriate, actually, to think about having a sort of a short timer doing this. This ceremony won't last very long. This great building that's going up will last a very long time. So I can become a kind of metaphor for the difference between the transitory nature of this kind of ceremony and the enduring quality of having a wonderful new building like this one go up. It's a huge pleasure for me to be here. This building is an answer to many, many hopes over the years. It's exemplary in the fact that it is a donor-sponsored and financed operation. It's exemplary in that it brings into focus a dimension of university life that has kind of getting sometimes pushed to the side. We all are excited about the possibilities of e-learning and online learning. But the importance of space is something that is going to abide with us as long as we have this kind of university. And creating this kind of space for students where they can come together for their classes, where they can come together for their coffee, where they can probably come together for things you'd rather they not came together for. But nonetheless, the kind of experience that I associate with the university education is very deeply tied to the space in which it happens, and this building will be a great step in that direction. So the M.T. Jeffrey U. Student Center will have a huge impact on the way students learn in this department and the way faculty teach in this department. It simply is going to be an enormously important dimension of the way business is conducted in a department that already has an enormously distinguished history, as we all know. This building was a dream for decades. The fact that I happened to be a lucky enough person to come over here and get a hat and dig around a little bit in celebration of it is a great pleasure for me. The university cares about its students, and the Yeh Center will become the home that civil engineering and environmental engineering students richly deserve, and it will be enduring for a very, very long time to come. Buildings, of course, don't make a program. The people do, the students who enroll, the faculty who teach, the staff that make all this possible. But the building is very, very important, and this one, I think, will be extremely vital in its contribution to the rich excellence tradition that this department stands for. This facility is also a wonderful symbol of our campus's growing commitment to sustainability. We have not always been good at this. We are learning about how important it is to be good at this, and this new building will meet the university standards of silver in the LEED categorization, a very significant step in the right direction. I've had a chance to look at some pictures of the building. It also just looks like a very, very pretty building. I think it's going to be a wonderful addition to the environment on this end of the campus, and it's good to know that the people who helped design it are here for this ceremony. The fact that this building is going up at a time we can all use a boost, these are not easy times for the University of Illinois, is another dimension of this celebration that I think adds special joy to it. So I'd like to give our deepest thanks to Dr. Yeh for the vision and passion that was behind this project in becoming the lead donor, for all the other alums who came through with their contributions to make this happen, for the architects and for the department itself, which has persisted with this dream for a long time. This testimony is partly, or this structure is partly a testimony to past successes, but it's much more importantly an indication of the great future that this department has. The Yeh Center will allow the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering to continue to fulfill its lofty mission, producing the next generation of great engineers, great thinkers, and terrific leaders. So thank you for inviting me to come. I'm very, very happy to be able to be a part of this ceremony.
Thanks very much, Dick. Now I got his title wrong, and I don't know what are the implications on my employment here, but the next, I really have to get my boss's title right. So I invite our dean to say a few words.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. It's raining outside. It's raining outside, but I see the sunshine breaking through. So I think that signifies something for us today. In the College of Engineering, I think it's our focus to train engineering leaders. And we've been talking within the college for the last year or two that we want to renew our commitment to meeting that goal, educating engineering leaders, especially students or alumni that I see here, that we go out and have tremendous impact on society. I think when you look at the history of this department, that has happened. It has really happened. And our commitment to doing that means that this will go on for the future. The Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering has been #1 or #2 for the last, I guess, since the Middle Ages. Since the Middle Ages. We want to make sure we keep it that way and actually beat that small school on the West Coast. I'm not sure what the name is of that school, but the commitment to students. I think a couple of days ago, I think Shelley is here. Shelley is not. Shelley Worth. I think the president. We had a dinner with the president of the university, Stan Eikenberry. He made a note that he has been here for many, many years, but he has not seen in other, I won't say other parts of the campus, I won't say that, but he has seen the dedication of the faculty and the staff of the College of Engineering to their students, especially the undergraduates. That is something that we should be proud of. So I don't want to talk for too long, okay, because there are many people coming after me. I mentioned it again that our dedication to our students is reflected by the new structure going out today within civil engineering. My understanding is that this building has been planned for since this particular one was built. So it is gratifying for us that a dream of 40 years is finally coming true, and it's coming true through alumni. The college put some support in there to make this possible, but we want to thank our alumni for helping us out, because more and more, I always tell people, I don't know whether I should say this in front of Dick, that we have to think public but act private. We have to start acting private, because we are going to be more and more like private university in the future, though we still make sure that our students have access and are able to afford the sort of high and excellent education that we provide within the College of Engineering and in this university. So thank you to the alumni. I see Wilbur here and others in the crowd. We are very, very grateful. The partnership between both of us, your alma mater and the present faculty, will ensure the continuity that you've gone out to demonstrate that Illinois, and in particular, the College of Engineering, and also in particular, the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering produce engineering leaders that will actually go out and do the things we train them for, which is to change society. Thank you very much. I congratulate the department.
Thanks very much, Adi, for these nice words, and thanks again, Dick. It seems that I will not be suspended from the university after all, because it would have been a promotion for him to be provost, so that's okay. I want to just say a couple of words, and then I will invite one of the really major contributors as a personal donor. I just want to say a few words about Jeffrey Yeh. He's the main donor, and he provided very significant funds that really underpinned the project. He sent a few words that I would like to read to you. He said that some of my fondest memories of my time at the Civil Engineering Department, I suppose at the time it was not civil and environmental, were chit-chatting with fellow students, discussing academic subjects as well as other worldly topics. Some of them became my lifelong friends. I hope that the Student Center will enable similar events to happen for today's and tomorrow's CEE students. These words are meaningful, and really they underpin why during the leadership of Bob Dodds this became such an enormous focus. As Adi said, it has been on the cards for about maybe 40 years, because as you know, our building doesn't have but very, very few classrooms, and hence our students have been spread all over the campus. Now they will have a focus. They will say, see you in the entrance, or see you at the coffee shop, or so this social networking is just priceless, really. With these words from our main donor, we come to a very distinguished donor in his own right, but also a representative of the donor community. Wilbur Milhouse is a graduate from our program with a bachelor's in '94 and a master's in '95. He is currently the president and CEO of Milhouse Engineering and Construction. He is a member of our Alumni Association board, and he is also a member of the College of Engineering Board of Visitors. Some of the most distinguished, if you like, alumni serve on the Board of Visitors to advise the college at the college level. Wilbur is not just a representative of the donors, but he is a personal contributor in a major way to the building. So please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Good afternoon. Well, they asked me to say some words this morning or this afternoon, and I was trying to think of what I would talk about. And I came into the building today, and the first thing I thought about is it smells the same. And it's a distinctive feeling when you enter the crane bay and you remember all of the things that's going on, the oil of the machines. And I'm at home, and one of the things that I talked about with several different people is that the university and this college is home for me. I spent 8 years of my life here. I raised 2 children here. I got married here. Got 2 degrees here. Got a lot of debt here. But it all paid off from being able to be out in the work world now and have built a firm that we're somewhere over 70 employees strong today. And last year, even in this tough economy, we've had record growth, 29% growth, and we're still growing. And we're doing things bit by bit, and a lot of what we're doing is what I learned here. And a lot of the people that I work with now are people that I met here. We do business together, they work for me, or I work for them on various projects. And I just thought about that this center, this location, and what it's going to mean to the student. I was talking a little bit earlier with Dean about how just the visual of the student being able to come and visit the university when they're trying to make a decision if they're going to MIT, U of I, or Stanford, and being able to see other students working and studying together and mingling about. It's a great visual for that student to just be able to say, I can see myself wearing that Illinois hat being here. And I'm just proud to be a part of this great thing, and I'm proud to have great administrators that really wanted to make sure that this happened for 40 years. I didn't even know that. That was the thought 40 years ago, but it's a great thing. I know we had a connection that was going to go to the building across. I guess that's never going to happen. But this is an awesome day. I'm very proud to be an Illini, and I'm glad you guys had me come. Thanks.
You cannot top that, really. Our penultimate, or before last, speaker is a representative of the students. If you have seen our brochures, you think that we only have one student, Claire Joseph. She features everywhere. This is for several reasons, one of which is that she is extremely eloquent, and that, I suppose, put some peer pressure on her before she speaks. She is also a personal contributor to the building, really a shining example of our students. She assisted in our fundraising efforts. She has appeared on several photo shoots and brochures and whatnot. Her image appears in many of our publications. She has traveled on behalf of the department. She visited Stanford and actually came back, didn't register there. Went to Mexico with Benito Marinas as part of the 449 CE 449 class, and she also went to MIT and came back. So really, I would like you to join me to welcome Claire Joseph.
Thank you. I'm honored to be representing my fellow civil and environmental engineering students at this exciting event for our department. For many of us, students wearing a hard hat is quite a treat because it reminds us of really fond summer internship memories. Groundbreaking is such a perfect word for this event for our department in particular. The research and ideas that come from CE at Illinois are just that, groundbreaking, in every sense of the word. But the Yeh Student Center is a testament to the belief that a well-rounded education isn't just founded in the laboratory. This construction will bring into focus the collaboration, teamwork, and project management skills that are essential in our profession. The Yeh Student Center is exciting for all of us, alumni, as well as current and future students, faculty, and staff. This construction fills a void that students have known for years. CE students don't have a place to call our own on campus. Those of us still on campus know this all too well. We find ourselves frequenting the mechanical engineering lab in the computer science building and the Illini Union when we meet to work on group projects. We reserve engineering hall and other classrooms for our meetings of ASCE and Chi Epsilon and other organizations. The Yeh Student Center solves all these problems. Now professors and lecturers won't have to compete with the deafening noise of grinding concrete in the lab or the activity of the crane bay. The classrooms will be designed for teaching and will certainly enhance the everyday learning experiences of all of the students. Witnessing the construction of the Yeh Center will be like taking a field trip every day as we walk to class. Tracking the progress right outside our windows will be as close to engineering in the classroom as we could hope for. I have a little bit of pity for the construction teams who will be under the constant scrutiny of some of the best academics and students in our profession. I'm sure that no action will go unnoticed. And despite the fact that many of us won't be around to enjoy the final product as students, the Yeh Student Center will be on the top of our lists as we come back to visit campus. Of course, future students, they're definitely the luckiest of us all. I'm confident that it won't take long for them to call the Yeh Center home. The alma mater, which is just a few blocks away, says it perfectly. To thy happy children of the future, those of the past send their greetings. The Yeh Student Center sends a clear message to the future students of our department, and that message is that there's a long tradition of scholarship, leadership, and commitment to responsibility in civil and environmental engineering at Illinois, and they too can be a part of it. But no one will have to tell them, because I'm convinced that they're going to feel it right when they walk into the building. So on behalf of the CE students of the present and the future, I want to relay gratitude for all of the contributions, the vision, the design, the generous monetary donations, and otherwise that have brought to reality the Yeh Student Center. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Claire. She reminded me, and also the mention of the Crane Bay several times reminded me of something that is not scripted here, which is something I want to share with you. Some of you know this story, but it's quite short. I wonder if there is a person here who is party to this story. I cannot see him, but he's probably here. He was here earlier. Two of our students, one current and one who graduated, contacted me about maybe 6-8 weeks ago with the request that they would like to get married in the Crane Bay. Talking about loyalty, guys. I mean, and I said, I don't know whether there are any sort of regulations against that, but I will look at it with a very sympathetic eye if you call the first child Newmark. And she immediately said, we are not sure that we will have children so quickly. And I was joking. So this is true, and the wedding happened last Sunday. I kid you not. So, you know, other students have a long way to come to show their loyalty. I want to recognize quite a few of the donors without whom nothing would have been achieved, really, in addition to Jeffrey Yeh, who carried the brunt of the funding. We couldn't have progressed without a large number of people. And that, in fact, includes the College of Engineering. When we say that it is privately funded, it is sort of privately funded. The department is putting some of its money. The college is really backstopping everything. And because of various things, they had to come through on the backstopping. It's not a virtual backstopping. We go back to the donors. The first I want to recognize is O'Neill Industry. The president and CEO, Rich Erickson, is a bachelor's graduate from '69. And the company representative in attendance today is Vice President Dean Arnold. Dean? Believe it or not, the president is an Illini, and the vice president is an Illini. He's a graduate from our program in '72. I suppose he's looking forward to becoming president, who is also a significant personal donor, not just a representative of the company, but also a donor in his own right. This is really very much appreciated. I'll say also a few of the major donors who collectively contributed over $100,000. Richard and John Newmark, being the son of Nathan Newmark, their contribution not just to the building, but as you know, they fund a chair in the department. Held by our distinguished Bill Spencer. Don and Patricia Manhard of Manhard Consulting. Don is a graduate from '82. Jerry and Audrey Olson. Jerry is a graduate of '56. David and Caroline Crawford, I suppose in the US would say Carolyn, MS '54. And Bob Dodds and his wife Dina. Bob is actually a personal donor, but is much more than a personal donor. Without him, this wouldn't have really progressed. When I first heard, we used to have lunch every Thursday, dinner every Thursday or something some years ago, and he said, you know, thinking of starting this project, I thought that he's crazy. But he actually was serious about collecting $9 million, quite a feat. And he persisted, and he traveled all over the world, talking with people and sort of conveying the vision, and he really succeeded in his dream. I sent him a message this morning saying that I just don't feel really comfortable playing this role when I sort of gate crashed on his achievement 9 months ago, and he said, you have my blessing. So here I am. Those that I mentioned above contributed quite significantly, but there are also many contributions I want to mention because there will be a DVD from this day and will be distributed to various people. So I want to, if you like, in a sense, immortalize these contributions. David Stolt, BS 1980, Professor Emeritus Al Ang, whom I read his papers when I was a student, and his wife May. Professor Emeritus John and Judith Liebman. John Liebman is one of ours. Victor Corsetti, he is really generous. He rings us and we pass by and he gives us a check every now and then. Stan Herron, civil engineering alumni and board member and donor. David and Rize Lang. But David Lang is not just a donor. He's in the class of Bob Dodds, people who gave hundreds of hours of effort and passion and dedication and follow-up to make this a reality today. And I feel really fortunate to have David Lang as a colleague and somebody who supported Bob in the way that he did. Doris and Jim Wilmer, I saw Doris receiving an alumni prize just a few weeks ago, and she was talking about the place. I mean, literally tears came to her eyes. I wish I can feel something like that towards any university I studied in. I don't actually, but I'm trying. And Melvin and Theda Febesh, John and Karen Carotto. John Carotto was the president of the Alumni Association before Ken Floody. John Fraunhofer, Professor Emeritus Neil Hawkins, and Ann Hawkins, his wife. Neil was the first department head I interact with as a faculty member. Eleanor Tang, of course, of Tang Associates, Bauman and Barrett Associates, Ed and Helen Brooks, Ron Drucker, Professor Emeritus Bill Hall, and Elaine, his wife, and again, not just a donor for the building, but in fact, donor to yours truly. I hold very proudly the Bill and Elaine Hall professorship. Stan Herron, we mentioned, Elizabeth Small, Larry Jaworski, I'm sorry, Mary Mediaris, who visited me a few months ago, Norfolk Southern, Dick White, from 1962, is a professor, Alan Butler, Bill and Doris Huston, Professor Emeritus Narbi Kachaturian and Margaret Kachaturian, and as you know, Narbi's legacy in kindness and generosity to the department lives through his son, John Kachaturian. Bob Magnuson, Al Valocki and his wife, again, one of the people who contributed in a very significant way, not just financially, but also in every other way, his selfless tenure and hard work as associate head and director of the undergraduate program. Professor Emeritus Bill and Shirley Walker. Bill Walker is around, I think. I saw him earlier. Mike Franke, who's not just a contributor, but he helps us in reaching out to the rail industry in a very significant way. CN, significant donor, and the representative here today is David Ferryman, and I said hello to David. Here he is. I find the role of the Alumni Association really unbelievable. And I'm really blessed to be working with them and the support and the advice that they always give. Ken Floody, the president of Engenai LLC, he's the president of the company, but he's also the president of the CE Alumni Association. Ken. He really touts for the department and supports our activities in a big way. Bob Hanna, he gave us a tough time, but I think it was for the best. Bob, here he is. He's the building project manager from the FNS side. I think that without Bob, we would have gone sort of in tangents quite a few times, as far as I can tell from the few months that I dealt with him. He always puts us on the straight and narrow. Jerry Cibulka, is Jerry here? Yes, he is vice president and principal of he's the vice president and principal in Teng, and he has been leading the Teng group. And as you know, the Teng are also the designers of Newmark. Jessica Gilbert, construction administration project architect, Bailey Edwards Architects. Jessica, oh, here she is. Tim Rosler, okay. Tim is vice president project manager, Raisler Construction, and they are the general contractors for for the project. Mike Mitchener, Rossler Construction as well. And last, but by no means least, Greg Larson. Where is Greg? Greg sort of, he was, Greg is with the College of Engineering, so I mean he is sort of a stakeholder in a sense, but he also moderated quite a bit between the Civil Engineering Department and Facilities and Services. And thanks very much, Greg, for always bringing some humor to the works. By that, I conclude, unless I see a frowning John Kelly. So are you frowning or smiling? So I'm done? Excellent. Thanks very much, everybody, for coming, and please join us for a quick drink. Thanks very much.